May 9th, 2025, Daily Bread. Passage: Genesis chapter 29, verse 31 to chapter 30, verse 24. Key verse chapter 29, verse 35. Title: Jacob's family grows. When the Lord saw that Leah was not loved, he enabled her to conceive, but Rachel remained childless. Leah became pregnant and gave birth to a son. She named him Reuben, for she said, "It is because the Lord has seen my misery. Surely my husband will love me now." She conceived again, and when she gave birth to a son, she said, "Because the Lord heard that I am not loved, he gave me this one too." So she named him Simeon. Again she conceived, and when she gave birth to a son, she said, "Now at last my husband will become attached to me, because I have borne him 3 sons." So he was named Levi. She conceived again, and when she gave birth to a son, she said, "This time I will praise the Lord." So she named him Judah. Then she stopped having children. When Rachel saw that she was not bearing Jacob any children, she became jealous of her sister. So she said to Jacob, "Give me children, or I'll die." Jacob became angry with her and said, "Am I in the place of God, who has kept you from having children?" Then she said, "Here is Bilhah my servant. Sleep with her so that she can bear children for me, and I too can build a family through her." So she gave him her servant Bilhah as a wife. Jacob slept with her, and she became pregnant and bore him a son. Then Rachel said, "God has vindicated me. He has listened to my plea and given me a son." Because of this, she named him Dan. Rachel's servant Bilhah conceived again and bore Jacob a second son. Then Rachel said, "I have had a great struggle with my sister, and I have won." So she named him Naphtali. When Leah saw that she had stopped having children, she took her servant Zilpah and gave her to Jacob as a wife. Leah's servant Zilpah bore Jacob a son. Then Leah said, "What good fortune!" So she named him Gad. Leah's servant Zilpah bore Jacob a second son. Then Leah said, "How happy I am! The women will call me happy." So she named him Asher. During wheat harvest, Reuben went out into the fields and found some mandrake plants, which he brought to his mother Leah. Rachel said to Leah, "Please give me some of your son's mandrakes." But she said to her, "Wasn't it enough that you took away my husband? Will you take my son's mandrakes too?" "Very well," Rachel said. "He can sleep with you tonight in return for your son's mandrakes." So when Jacob came in from the fields that evening, Leah went out to meet him. "You must sleep with me," she said. "I have hired you with my son's mandrakes." So he slept with her that night. God listened to Leah, and she became pregnant, and bore Jacob a 5th son. Then Leah said, "God has rewarded me for giving my servant to my husband." So she named him Issachar. Leah conceived again, and bore Jacob a 6th son. Then Leah said, "God has presented me with a precious gift. This time my husband will treat me with honor, because I have borne him 6 sons. So she named him Zebulun. Some time later she gave birth to a daughter, and named her Dinah. Then God remembered Rachel. He listened to her and enabled her to conceive. She became pregnant and gave birth to a son and said, "God has taken away my disgrace." She named him Joseph and said, "May the Lord add to me another son." Daily Bread Message. The Lord took an active role in expanding Jacob's family. Leah, Jacob, and Rachel each experienced God's personal care for them. The Lord met Leah in her misery as an unloved wife through her children. She went from hoping Jacob would love her for bearing his first son, to praising the Lord out of gratitude for her 4th. her sorrow was taken away. In the midst of a jealousy-fueled feud with her younger sister, she felt fortunate, happy, rewarded, and deserving of honor. God's way of caring for her reminds us of the grace of Jesus. To each of us, Rachel's jealousy prompts Jacob to take on 2 more wives. Rachel also acknowledges God's hand in her life. God cared for Rachel intimately, not choosing sides. We can imagine how difficult this home life was for these women and their children. Jacob also met his limitation and was manipulated, being traded for mandrakes. But through all this, God was fulfilling His promise to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to give them uncountable offspring. In these most intimate of relationships and emotions, God reveals His hand even to us in our own family struggles, making us fruitful. Prayer. Father, thank You for being present in our difficult family situations. Help us see You at work. One word, praise the Lord who is with us.